my dear students, and welcome to our science class. Today we're going to talk about measuring matter. But first, let's recall what matter is. Let's take a look at these pictures. All these in these three pictures are matter. The boys' bodies are matter. The ball that they are playing with, it's matter. The air they breathing, it's matter too. Now what about the milk that this boy is drinking? It's matter. Water is matter. Cherries are matter. So everything around us is matter. Again, what is matter? It's everything in the universe that has mass and takes up space. That means it has volume too. So everything in the universe that has mass and volume is matter. Now look at this picture. These are different kinds of balls. They are matter, but they have different mass and they have different volume. So our lesson today is about measuring matter. That means I'm going to measure mass and I'm going to measure volume. Let's start with mass. What is mass? Mass is the amount of matter in an object. So if you look at this picture, we have a feather and we have a brick. Which one is heavier? Which one has the larger mass? How can you know? You will answer that the brick has the bigger mass, and that's correct. Why is that? Because it has more amount of matter in it. It has more amount of matter in it. So the brick is heavier than the feather because it has more mass. It has more amount of matter. Now, to measure mass, we can use balances. Now, look at this toy here. It's 50 grams. These marbles are 30 grams. Which one has the bigger mass? Marbles or the toy? What do you think? You're going to compare these numbers, 50 and 30. Which one is bigger? 50. So this toy has the bigger mass. That means it has more amount of matter. So the object with more mass has the greater amount of matter. Now look at this example. Here we have a watermelon and we have this toy. This watermelon is 900 grams. 900 grams. This toy is 1 kilo and 400 grams. That's 1,400 grams. So which one is heavier? Which one has the greater mass? The toy here. This toy has more mass because it has greater amount of matter. As we mentioned before, mass is measured in units called grams and kilograms. And to measure mass, we use a balance. Now we have different kinds of balances. We have the 2-pound balance and we have the digital or electronic balances. Let's have another example. These donuts are 500 grams. These fruits are 5 kilograms. So which one is heavier? Which one has the greater mass? What do you think? Fruits, of course, because it's 5 kilograms. 5 kilograms, that's 5,000 grams. 5,000 grams. Why? Because 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. 1,000 grams. To the exercise, write the masses of the objects. Let's start with A. This object is, you're going to read the scale. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's kilograms. 7 kilograms and 500 grams. 7 kilograms and 500 grams. That's 7,500 600 grams. Let's see this watermelon. Look at the scale. It's 3 kilograms and 600 grams. 3 kilograms and 600 kilograms. That's 3,600 grams. Now, moving on to volume. Look at this ball and this toy truck. Which one is bigger? Which one occupies a larger space? What do you think? Of course, the truck. Of course, the truck. You can measure volume using a measurement cup like these. You can use them in the kitchen too to measure how much flour do you need to make a cake or to give someone a medicine. Look at this juice container. See, 200 milliliter. 200 milliliter. That's the volume of the juice inside this container. So what is volume? What is volume? Volume is the amount of space that matter takes up. The amount of space that matter takes up is called volume. Volume. Now, you can measure the amount of space a solid or liquid takes up. You also can measure a container such as a box and calculate its volume. And we're gonna get to that in a minute. Volume often measured in cubic centimeters. Cubic centimeters. Look at this picture. These are measurement cups. This is a beaker. Now, it is easy to measure the volume of a liquid by using this container marked in milliliters. Milliliters. This container is called a beaker. This one here. This is a beaker. As you can see, 250 milliliter. Here is 200 milliliter. One liter equals 1,000 milliliter. 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliter. So you need to put the liquid you want to measure its volume in a container like this, and you can take the reading as you can see here. I'm going to show you in this picture. You need to get down to the level of the liquid surface. The level of the liquid surface and your eye, they have to be at the same level. They have to be at the same level so you can take a correct reading. A correct reading. Let's take this liquid for an example. What is its volume? What is its volume? We can't look from above and you can't look from here either. You need to get down and make your eye at the same level of the surface of the liquid. So, what is the reading? What is the volume of this liquid? This is 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So this liquid's volume is 90 milliliter. The unit is milliliter. Let's take this exercise. Let's begin with this one here. Find the volume of these liquids, starting with this one here. 5, 6, 7. So this one is 7 milliliter. Its volume is 7 milliliter. What about this one? 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So this one is 110. 110 milliliter. Last one. Take a minute. Find its volume by yourself. It's excellent. It's 90 milliliter. 90 milliliter. Now, volume often is measured in cubic centimeters. A cubic centimeter is the space taken up by a cube that has each side equal to 1 centimeter, as you can see in this picture. So the length is 1 centimeter, the width is 1 centimeter, the height is 1 centimeter. So this cube is 1 cubic centimeter volume, right? Now in the regular shapes, you can find their volume by using mathematics, right? You can use a meter or a ruler to measure the length, the width, and the height, and you can use mathematics rules to calculate the volume. In this matter, in these shapes, we're going to talk about the volume of cubics and rectangles, boxes, like this one. The length is 5 centimeter, the width is 2 centimeters, and the height is 3 centimeter. The volume of this box is or equals length multiplied by width multiplied by the height. So 5 times 2 times 3. 5 times 2, that's 10. Multiplied by 3, that's 30 cubic centimeters. This is the unit. Cubic centimeters. That means this box here can hold 30 cubic centimeters. Okay? Now to the exercise. We have these two boxes. I want you to find the volume of this box and the volume of this box. Let's start with the one here. Its volume equals the length multiplied by the width multiplied by the height. So 6 times 4 times 3, that's 72 cubic centimeter. What about this one? What is the volume of this box? Length multiplied by width multiplied by height. So 6 times 5 times 5, that's 150 cubic centimeters. Now let's talk about cubics. Now this one, A, equals 5. That means the length is 5, the width is 5, and the height is 5. What about this one? B equals 3. Width, length, height equals 3. They are equals. They are equal. S equals 2. That means the length is 2, the width is 2, and the height is 2. Now we're going to find the volume. For this one, for this cubic here, the volume equals 2 times 2 times 2, and that's 8 cubic centimeters. What about this one? 3 times 3 times 3, that's 27 cubic centimeters. The last one, can you calculate its volume? It's so easy now, right? 5 times 5 times 5, and that's 125 cubic centimeters. Don't forget to write the unit. Now I want you to look at these pictures. These are solids, but they don't have a regular shape. These are odd shaped solid objects, right? How we can measure their volume? We can measure their volume by sinking them in water. Now look at this picture. Here we have a rock and we're gonna sink it in water. As you can see, it pushes away some of the water. The water level rises. The water level rises. See this? Now, a solid keeps its shape, so it's easy to see that its volume stays the same. A liquid changes shape to match its container, but it doesn't change its volume, right? Now, a gas has no definite volume. However, the mass of a gas sample doesn't change when the volume of the gas changes. Now, get it back to measuring this odd-shaped rock. As we mentioned before, we're gonna measure its volume by sinking it in water, right? So the water before sinking the rock is 600 milliliters, right? Now when you sink the rock, the water level rises to 800 milliliters. 800 milliliters. So the volume of the rock is 800 minus 600. 800, see, minus 600 equals 200 cubic centimeters, because 1 milliliter equals 1 cubic centimeter. 1 milliliter equals 1 cubic centimeter. Let's take another example. This is a rock. I want to find or measure its volume, so I'm going to sink it in water. Before sinking the rock, the volume of water is 30 milliliters. 30 milliliters. After sinking, it rises to 40 centimeters, cubic centimeters or milliliters. It's the same. Take a minute, measure the volume of the rock. It's 40 minus 30. 40 minus 30 equals 10 cubic centimeter. 10 cubic centimeter. Okay, so in this class, we've learned how to measure mass and how to measure volume. I'm gonna see you next time, inshallah. I hope you enjoyed our lesson. I know I did, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.